Day 12 of our 14-day countdown to the CFA Level 1 window in May. And today, we're going to blast through the calculation of an implied forward rate. We'll use that to get the price of an FRA. It is the price of an FRA. And we'll have a look at the payment on settlement. Comes up a lot. We get an awful lot of questions about it. So it's absolutely worth taking a look at. What have we got here? Scenario. 3-month MRR is 1.5%. We've got a 9-month at 1.55. We're looking for the implied forward rate for a 3-month, 6-month. What does that mean? Here is the timeline. Never fear the timeline. From 0 to 3 to 9. We know the rate for 0 to 3 months. There it is, 3-month MRR. We know the 9-month. So there it is, 9-month MRR. We are looking for the 3-month, 6-month. It's going to start in 3 months and it's going to last 6. So rather handily for us, it's going to be this period here. This is the one we want. And we calculate these just as break-even rates. You've done this before. You did it in TVM in the very second module in Quant, where you calculated implied forward rates. You did it again in fixed income, calculating forward from spot. So this is the third attempt at it when you're looking at FRAs in the world of derivatives. But still, people aren't that keen on it, so let's take a look. First things first, these rates are quoted annually. So to get your 3-month rate, yes, it's 1.5%. That would be annual. All you need to do is multiply it by 3 over 12. That, for the 3-month period, will be 0.375%. For the 9-monther, it is 1.55%. Multiply it by 9 over 12. For the 9-month period, that would be 1.1625%. So we know for this period here, you're getting 0.375%. We know for this long period here, you're getting 1.1625%. Our break even, well, take the longer, 1 plus the longer, 1.011625, over 1 plus the shorter, 1.00375, and knock off 1. What you'll get is 0.0078456. Of course, we never want to quote that for the 6-month period, so we're going to annualize that, express it as a percentage. So to annualize, if it is 6 months, times 2 to quote it as a 12-month rate, that's going to be 1.5691%. That is your IFR. To go back and check that that makes sense, plug it back in. Try and find out what you get from investing 0 to 3 and then from 3 to 9. Well, we said 0 to 3, you get 0.375, so 1.00375 for that period. Multiply that by 1 plus the rate we just got. Remember, for 6 months, it was that. This is the annualized, so if you wanted to de-annualize, divide by 2. So that would be 1.0078456. What do you get if you multiply those two together? 1.011625. There you go. All we're saying is this multiplied by this has to give this. So we have our IFR. That would be the price of an FRA starting in 3 months, lasting for 6 months. Now, who might want to use such an FRA? A bank. We have a bank here that wants to hedge a 6-month floating rate liability in 3 months, and it's 200 million. So they are looking at that exact time period, 0 to 3 to 9, this period. All I really want to do on this screen is say, okay, if this is the bank and this is what they're looking to do, hedge, what are they going to do with the FRA? Are they going to go long or short? Remember, if you go long on an FRA, you agree to pay a rate that's fixed. That is the price of the FRA. FRAs are not priced in dollars, they're priced in interest rates. You pay the fixed, it would be this. And you receive MRR. If you go short on the FRA, you do the opposite. The short FRA would pay the MRR and would receive fixed. Which of those two is this bank going to do if it wants to hedge? Well, just look at what's happening with the liability. It has a floating rate liability, which means it is going to be paying MRR. If it wants to hedge, it wants to change that floating rate payment to a fixed payment. It therefore wants to go long on an FRA because look, Now it will be paying MRR on its liability, receiving MRR from the FRA, netting out to pay fixed. It has switched a floating rate liability to a fixed. It is hedged. So they would go long on an FRA. And finally, let's see how that works out. So they hedged the floating rate liability. They will have done it, we've just said, by going long on an FRA. Let's say at expiry, and I use that term advisedly, at expiry, so that's in 3 months, the 6-month MRR was 1.8%. Here's the timeline, 0. This is when we hedged. This is when we signed up. 3 months, 9 months. This is expiry. People want it to be here. It's not. This is the point at which the borrowing, albeit notional, kicks in. So we want to work out, and I've not posed a question here, but the point is, let's work out what the payment would be. We know what the rate was that we fixed. We went long, so we agreed to pay that. At expiry, MRR turned out to be 1.8. Look at the two rates. We've locked in paying 1.56. If we'd left it, it would be 1.8, so it's going to have to be a gain. How much? Well, I would have paid 1.8. I locked in 1.5691. That is my gain. Except they are annual rates, and this is only a 6-monthly period. So times it by 6/12, and that's a percentage. I want it in good hard dollars. Well, I will have hedged 200 millions worth. That will give me 230,900. That would be how much better off I would be over that borrowing period if that turned out to be the MRR at expiry, and that's what I'd locked in. However, the key for the FRA that often trips people up is that we settle here at expiry. Expiry is the start of the notional borrowing period. That's where we settle. So we need to take this 230,900 and discount it back to that point. How long is that? Well, from the end of the notional to the beginning is the length of the notional borrowing period. It's 6 months. Did I give you a discount rate to use? No, I gave you nothing separate, nothing specific. So the only 6-month rate I've got that I could possibly use as a discount rate is here. This MRR. So I know my 6-month MRR was 1.8%. That's always quoted annually. So multiply that by 6/12, 0.9%. To work out the cash payment, discount by 0.9%. 230,900 divided by 1.009, that's going to give me, at settlement, a PV 228,840. There's a little bit of practice on calculating your FRA IFR forward rate from spots, if you will, from deciding whether we should go long or short on an FRA and calculating what the settlement is going to be. You're almost there. Couple of days to go. Keep calm, keep chipping away. You'll get to put all this into practice very soon.